fight and urge to keep this game close. Um, Talked to a bunch of the guys earlier in the week. Trent Beck said this was going to be a good one, but really close. Obviously, Henry, our associate, did a
for them, number 5 in the state of Souderton, but pushing through against a team like this, it really set a statement in the SOL for the playoffs, and especially on senior night, if Pennsbury can put a win here, really just shocks the world.
All right, we got senior night festivities coming up soon. We'll have all of that for you here on Pennsbury Athletics in just a moment.
All right, there's no audio, so we gotta figure that out.
so nobody heard what we just said.
I don't know. All right, so we had some technical difficulties in our opening, but we're here from Falcon Field for a good matchup between the Pennsbury Falcons and the Souderton Indians. Souderton coming into this game for Pennsbury Falcons senior night 14-1, 8-0 in the SMO National. They are second ranked in the SMO National, ranked 5th in PIAA 3A, while Pennsbury coming in 9-4, 5-2 in the SMO National, which is third, 13th in the PI AA 3A. As the 24 teams qualify for the districts, Pennsbury and Souderton both comfortably sitting there. And guys, we got a good one coming up here at Falcon Field. As senior night festivities about to get underway, Falcons have 15 seniors on this team. Jake Kalinowski, Evan Mazzatelli, Saxon Dobos, Chris Sarver, Ethan Bevington, John Damer, Garrett Racagno, Logan Thorne, Brad Hill, Nick Scala, Anat Malhi, Chris Lynch, Charlie Keeley, Jaden Beach, and Braxton Furness. A ton of seniors on this team, and we are going to honor them here at Falcon Field before we get underway. Nice early senior night festivity beginning due to the extensive list. And senior night, guys, I know both of you are sophomore and freshman, but it's always a good tradition when you're able to do this.
Yeah, obviously seems like a great moment for the guys and their families, giving them something more to play for, you know?
Yeah, and just Pennsbury not only playing with 15 seniors tonight, but against a team like Souderton, pulling out a win in this one, I think, really could just shock the SOL and the state in general. Just a big game against number 5 in the state.
It sure is. An extensive class here tonight. We'll read our sponsors again since we had some technical difficulties to start. As the Pennsbury Athletic Department, we want to thank our sponsor for the continued support: Chick-fil-A on Oxford Valley Road, Jammer Doors, Jones Engineering Associates, Lower Bucks Hospital, Manicare Health Services of Yardley, Pennsylvania, My Smile Orthodontist, Newtown Dentistry for Kids, Retro Fitness, Shepherd of Yardley, and the U.S. Navy. Ben Goldstein alongside Adrian Woodring and Evan Hartenstein high atop Falcon Field, as we start with Jake Kalinowski, escorted by his mom Jessica and father John, and along with brother Jack. He's attending Mercer to study exercise science. Kalinowski, and a senior attacker for the Falcons. Evan Mazzatelli now, escorted by his mom Susan, dad Matt, and sister Allie. He's attending Bucks County Community College next year. Saxon Dobos, escorted by dad Derek, mom Dawn, and sister Sasha. Saxon attending Ohio Northern University to play lacrosse. Plans on studying business and finance. A lot of seniors on this team. Not all of them are going exactly for lacrosse to college, but Dobos is. And here's number 12, Chris Sarver, with mom Donna and father Chris. Chris is playing junior hockey while taking online college courses, and Sarver is one heck of a hockey player. If any of you got out to Grundy this year and over the last 4 years to see Sarver play, he is a great hockey player, and he's able to translate that onto the lacrosse field as well. Here's Ethan Bevington with dad Jack and grandmother Brenda. He's attending Mercer Community College aviation program and will receive an associate's degree in aviation flight technology. Here's John Damer, escorted by mom Beth and dad John. Damer attending the College of New Jersey, majoring in education. Thanks his teammates, along with his parents. Or be more specific, he thanked his teammate Braxton Furness, who introduced him to lacrosse, and now he's being honored here on the field. Here's Garrett Regagno, who on our list here listed as G-Man. So G-Man thanking mom Faith with dad Matt, who's being walked out by. He is taking a gap year with traveling and working in hopes to open a business one day that will employ people with disabilities. Thanked his parents, siblings, along with teacher/caseworker Miss Barnes, who has helped and guided him since freshman year. Here's Captain Logan Thorne, escorted by mom Kathy, dad Alex, along with brothers Jackson and Grayson. Logan is attending Universal Technical Institution for heavy-duty diesel mechanics. Here's Brad Hill coming out now. Brad Hill, Pennsbury's last game last week at Central Bucks South went into 4 overtimes, and Hill was able to record the game winner in that 4th overtime, getting the 6-5 win. He had 2 goals in that game. Hill is attending Robert Morris University for lacrosse, along with studying finance. So yeah, Brad Hill, one of the lead scorers on this Pennsbury team. Here's Nick Scala, escorted by Mom Carolyn and Dad Nick. Scala is going to attend the University of Delaware. Another shout out for Braxton, who is getting a lot of thanks tonight. Five more seniors left to go. Next up would be Anat Mali, escorted by Mom Jasvir. After graduation, Anat will be attending Penn State and studying cybersecurity. Next is Chris Lynch, escorted by Mom Daya, and Father Joe. Chris is planning to attend Mercer County Community College to continue his academics and to play lacrosse. Thanks his coach, and along with Coach Dean Curtis, who is the head coach of this Pennsbury Falcon team. Of course, his mom. Thanks his mom for always finding his shorts an hour before the bus leaves, which is very important. You need your game shorts.
Yeah, can't go out there without them.
Charlie Kearley with his mom, Andrea, dad, Philip, and sister Bella, along with brother Caden. He's attending Penn State as well for engineering and to play club lacrosse. Charlie Kearley, dual athlete, pretty good wrestler as well. Here's Jaden Beach, Falcon goalkeeper, goalkeeper, escorted by mom Gina and sister Haley. He's taking a gap year as well to work. Jaden Beach, of course, as always, starting in net for the Falcons tonight. I know the last name for the Falcons will be Captain Braxton Furness, who has been mentioned by a ton of his teammates, praising him for teaching him things about the game and so many other articles. He is attending Georgia Institute of Technology, majoring in aerospace engineering and playing club lacrosse, which is pretty impressive. So he is the captain of this Falcon team. He is injured, so he has not been playing for the last few weeks. And that'll do it for our pregame festivities here from the Falcons Nest. Again, your seniors include Jake Kalinowski, Evan Mazzatelli, Saxon Dobos, Chris Sarver, Ethan Bevington, John Damer, Garrett Ricagno, Logan Thorne, Brad Hill, Nick Scala, Anat Malhi, Chris Lynch, Charlie Keeley, Jaden Beach, and Captain Braxton Furness. As we are 10 minutes away, or 9 minutes away from getting underway here at Falcon Field, and it's always cool for senior night. Always adds a little bit of extra motivation for the seniors and, of course, their teammates. And you got a pretty strong opponent to be going up here against. What is Pennsbury going to do to attempt to take down this big red machine in Souderton?
Yeah, honestly, like I said earlier, I just think there's going to be a special fight about Pennsbury tonight. You know, 15 guys fighting for their last home game, not including the playoffs, but their last home game in front of a packed crowd. Got the live broadcast here. I just think it's a lot more to play for than a casual Friday night game.
Yeah, and to build off of what Adrian said, just as a team playing on senior night against number 5 in the state for their teammate Furness, who obviously went down with an injury, but just there's so much to play for tonight. It's more than just any regular game.
It sure is. It's always important always want to win your senior night games, and they look to do that today against the Souderton Indians as we approach playoff time here in the spring season. Falcons just have one game left after this on their schedule. They're going up to Central Bucks East on Wednesday, and this will be the last regular season home game and last game for the 15 seniors. So, special one here tonight at Falcon Field, and we are very excited and happy to have it here on Pennsbury Athletics. Make sure you are subscribed to the Pennsbury Athletics channel here on YouTube and follow on all social medias, Facebook, Twitter, and X, and Instagram. Make sure to go follow over there. You got the 9-4 Falcons, the 14-1 Indians here from Falcon Field, and what should be a great game. And let's go back to that last game, 6-5 quadruple overtime win. You don't really hear that a lot in high school sports. Usually just end in a tie. You got to find a winner in lacrosse. It was Brad Hill who was able to record his second goal of the game. Trent Becker also had 2 goals. John Curtis a goal and an assist. And it's a pretty incredible game last week, and now they got to keep that energy going here against, of course, a great team. How are they going to be able to do that?
Yeah, honestly, I think it's just, you feel that momentum the day after a win, and you bring it into practice the next day, and then all of a sudden you keep that momentum going into the game day, and then in warm-ups you're feeling the same way. You get on that field, really just keeping that energy consistent throughout the weeks, practices and games alike.
Yeah, and
we're going to pause here for the national anthem from Falcon Field. The Pennsbury Athletic Department would like to once again thank our sponsors for their continued support. The Chick-fil-A on Oxford Valley Road, Jammer Jones Engineering Associates, the Lower Box Hospital, Manor Care Health Services of Yardley, Pennsylvania, My Smile Orthodontist, the Newtown Dentistry for Kids, Retro Fitness, ShopRite of Yardley, and the U.S. Navy. Falcons hindered today by some injuries and sicknesses. You can see a lot of the guys out over on the sidelines not dressed this evening. As we go out there for a talk between some of the players out in the middle of the field. And Pennsbury, they're going to have to try and feed off some guys that don't typically get in the game. A few JV players we noticed were dressed during warm-ups. We'll see how much action they get. But if you're an underclassman who doesn't typically get in these kinds of games, how hyped are you and excited to play in this one against such a great team on the other side?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a rush of adrenaline for some of the younger guys. Not only, like I said earlier, are you playing for, the guy right next to you, but also the seniors. Like, you look up to them. You really want to do it for them as their last home game. But also, you're just kind of hyped up for the moment. Not only is this like a moment that you don't usually get, but it's also against a really tough opponent in Souderton, and I think they're ready to prove something.
Yeah, I agree with Adrian. You see guys like Trent Becker, Matt Minogue, Jackson Thaw, guys with opportunities here to really make a name for themselves against a team that's like Souderton, that's number 5 in the state, and to do it for guys on senior night, really it's a big opportunity for them.
So we just had the coin flip. Looks like Souderton will be shooting to our right. Falcons going towards the left, if I It wasn't exactly the most clear signal by the official. He kind of just, he pointed one way and then just tapped his shoulders, which I'm not exactly sure what that means, but we'll definitely get an answer at the draw when we see who's pointed which way. Falcons wearing their all-white uniforms, as they always do it, or the white jersey with the black pants. Souderton in the red jersey, red helmet with the white shorts. As the two teams will meet in the middle. So you got that different looking starting lineup for the Falcons. A few names you don't usually see in there. It's also senior night, so a few more seniors getting in that wouldn't typically get in. Yeah, here's your Falcons starting lineup. Jake Kalinowski on attack. Saxon Dobos on defense as out the goalkeepers go. Jaden Beach goes to the right. Andrew Rivera to the left, so I was correct with my assumption. Chris Sarver, short stick defensive mid. Jackson Thal on defense. John Curtis on attack. Thomas Adami on defense. Brad Hill in the middle of the field. Bergen Wilhelm on defense. Trent Becker on attack. As we get ready for the draw here from Falcon Field. It's Brad Hill from the middle. Loose ball. And it's a ground ball picked up by Hill, and we're underway from Falcon Field. Falcons moving quick, and that one shot goes right off the post. Sarver picks it up, brings it in to Becker. Trent Becker at the top, towards the top of goals and points for Falcons. He has been an amazing in his first varsity season. Up the field comes Souderton. They play with a ton of speed. As you can see, big hit there from Bergen Wilhelm. He sends Sean Whitcomb to the ground, and it's Souderton who's able to pick it up, the loose ball, as they make some switches and look to reset on offense. Big hit there from Wilhelm to open us up.
I think that's the energy the Falcons need to do all game, you know. That's what they need to bring to the table.
Souderton passing it around. Looking for an opening. Great defense from Pennsbury. There's an interception by Trent Becker at about the 20-yard line. He gets decked. The flag is launched into the air. And it'll be a penalty on Souderton. Brody Anderson going to the box, I believe. Yes. So a minute at man advantage for the Falcons with the cross check, or the illegal cross check, because there are legal cross checks in lacrosse, which as a hockey guy I think is pretty funny, but Becker passes it out. Here's Damer into Curtis. Curtis fakes the shot, gets swarmed on defense. Here's a shot that goes wide off the stick of Matt Minogue. Hooked it a little bit too far to the left. Pennsbury picks it up. They'll inbound it. Here's a swing around shot. Won't go. Loose ball picked up. Oh, no, still loose. Now way behind the goal is Souderton with it. They pick it up. It's a loose ball in front of the net. No Falcons able to get there. That could have been a golden opportunity with Rivera out of position. And up with it comes Max Ryan. He'll run up the floor. Or the court finds a wide open Logan Combs. Or Corns, excuse me. He's bouncing around John Damer. Anderson brings it up. He'll come behind the goal. And now it's Logan Blair picking up some speed. Passes it. Shot. Bounces in. Brian Zeke opens the goal scoring with a bouncing goal for Souderton. It's 1-0.
You know, we saw there early, we saw a lot of energy out of Pennsbury, big hit by Bergen Wilhelm. But as subs came in, we saw some waning moments of energy, and I think that's why Souderton was able to get on the board there.
Yeah, great job of Souderton wearing down the Falcon defense. As 9 minutes and 9 seconds left to go in this first quarter. It's 1-0 Souderton. As when you look up the Souderton mascot, they are the Indians, but they come up as Big Red, which I think is pretty interesting. Here's Hill, who wins the faceoff. Ball gets swatted up in the air, and it's intercepted by Alex Benfield. He'll bring it up with his long stick. He passes it up to Corns. Loose ball from Corns that left his stick somehow, got away. Goes out of bounds. Pennsbury with it up along the benches. And forced out of bounds. That was Charlie Keeley getting bodied by the Big Red out of bounds. And a timeout is called by Pennsbury here with 8:35 left to go in the first quarter. Souderton, over the last minute or so, really showing their dominance and showing why they are ranked 5th in the PIAA 3A division.
And again, as I said before, it's really just an energy thing, I think, here at Pennsbury, because they're hanging in. We saw they got a few shots off, but defensively the energy needs to be there. And if they can do that, I think they'll be able to handle this really tough opponent in Souderton.
1-0 here, 8:35 left to go in quarter number 1 from Falcon Field. Pennsbury Athletic Department would like to once again thank our sponsors for their continued support: Chick-fil-A on Oxford Valley Road, Jamadors, Jones Engineering Associates, the Lower Bucks Hospital, Manor Care Health Services of Raleigh, Pennsylvania, My Smart Orthodontist, Newtown Dentistry for Kids, Retro Fitness, the ShopRite of Yardley, and the U.S. Navy. Logan Thorne will bring it up. He immediately loses it. Ground ball picked up by Thorne, and he's tripped to the ground. No penalty called, and it'll go to Souderton. And whistle blown. And I'm not sure the call. There's no Souderton player in the box right now. But anyway, we continue Lacrosse. As here's Minogue up at the football 10-yard line, which is the goal line here in Lacrosse. Minogue swings around. Here's Damer up to the top. Curtis in his kitchen, which is that corner there on the far side. That's where he is able to cook up some goals, leads the Falcons in goals. Here's Becker. Tried the wraparound shot, gets it in front, but it's lost by Kalinowski. Souderton brings it up the field. There's a nice check there from Becker as he goes down immediately after. Went to slice his stick out at the ball at Dylan Brune and immediately went down, grabbing his elbow. And a tough scene to look at here at Falcon Field as the players take a knee. So Trent Becker down for the Falcons will step aside for now as things get cleaned up here at Falcon Field with 7:31 to go in the first quarter. Pennsbury down 1-0 to Souderton. Becker back up and in the cart as he is being carted off the field as he is applauded. So Falcons down Trent Becker for presumably the rest of the game. Seem to be grabbing his elbow and a ton of discomfort, but we get back to action here at Falcon Field. 1-0 Souderton, 7:31 left in the first quarter. Here in a sight you definitely never want to see with anybody. Doesn't matter what team you're playing for. As we're back to action, Brody Anderson back behind the goal. Saxon Dobos tightly defending him. Wraparound shot won't go. Blocked by Beach as he picks it up. Senior Beach has been great for the Falcons back in net for years. As he's celebrating his senior night tonight. Sarver went to pass it, lost it, seemed to have a hole in his stick. He's running up the field. Offsides on Pennsbury, turnover. Here's Blair rolling around, gets around Sarver. Coming towards the net, puts the shot up, and it's wide of the net. Beach was hugging that post, and no competitive shot was really able to get off there. By the way, we got the Lower Bucks Lacrosse is here. They're going to be playing a game at halftime. We'll get to see Evan's brother Andrew star out there at Falcon Field tonight. Loose ball picked up. That's Charlie Keeley as he tumbles and a flag is thrown into the air. So Falcons will go a man up as Keeley's bunched out of bounds. It'll be Trey Bowie for cross-checking. So Falcons up a man for a minute. Good chance here with 5:56 left in the quarter to get on the board and tie this game up. Here's Brad Hill, swings it over to Minogue. Falcons swinging it around, looking for a pass in front. Hill to Minogue. Minogue into the corner. Back to Hill. Pass over the head of Curtis. Thorne leaves it a little high. And it's a turnover for Pennsbury. Here with about 40 seconds to go in the man advantage. Rivera comes out of the net, brings it up the field, passes it up the field, and he will head back towards the net. Liam Murray. Now it's Cameron Ruff. Man advantage has come to an end. So Falcons had their chance, but poor, not greatly placed pass results in the turnover. And Souderton able to kill it. Roll dodge there from Brody Anderson. Here's Souderton with a shot and a score. Nice shot from Logan Blair. As he was falling down mid-shot, got it off, and makes it a 2-0 game. Blair's first of the game, 2-0 Souderton with 4:22 left in the quarter. And Souderton able to make up for, or able to take advantage of that Pennsbury mistake and get the goal. And if you make a mistake against the Souderton team, they're going to execute off of it, which has led to their immense success this season.
We've seen in this one just their speed and just strength. Just getting past all these Pennsbury guys. Not really letting them get many shots off, and really just disrupting them all around.
Hill initially lost the draw, but able to clean up the mess is Bergen Wilhelm. Wilhelm loses it, and the ground ball is picked up by Alex Benfield. Racing up the field is Chris Lewis. Loses it, and Pennsbury able to recover it. Flag is thrown. And it'll go on Souderton. Or perhaps on Pennsbury. It goes against Jackson Thau for... I'm not exactly sure what. I'm not sure many people know what that exact call was, because Thau wasn't really near where the ball was, or near the action. So Souderton upper man. Here's a shot. It's blocked in front. Dobos was there for the Falcons. This one's flicked back, dangerous. And it's picked up by Souderton. That's Trey Boye with it on the outside. Here's another hook shot. That one from Brian Zeke goes way by the net. Quick shot, blocked by Beach. Second save of the night for Beach. On the fourth shot on goal. Souderton picks up the loose ball. Penalty over. Sarver comes racing in from the defensive side to even it out. So, man down expires for Pennsbury. And it's Wilhelm is able to get his stick in there and steal it away from Blair. Falcons come racing up the field. There's Damer as the Falcons reset their personnel. Standing on the Falcon is Minogue with it. He comes running in, passes it in front, but no one home. Nice save from Kalinowski. But unfortunately it goes to Souderton. Up the field comes Lewis. Barely stays in bounds. Spins around a couple of Falcons. Blair had a guy cutting, didn't pass it to him. Now he does in front of the net, and the shot, and score. Liam Murray cut, wanted it, and got it. And it's 3-0 Souderton With 1:13 left in this first quarter, it has been all Souderton here in this first quarter.
Yeah, Pennsbury's really not been able to get past midfield much, and when they do, it's just really blown up by this really just strong and powerful Souderton defense. So if Pennsbury wants to really make a comeback in this one in the second period and later in this game, we're going to have to step up that offense and be strong on defense.
Draw is won by Peyton Bannock. Up the field comes Souderton with speed. Lots of sticks being thrown around from Pennsbury, and a timeout is called by Souderton. First timeout called by Souderton with 1 minute left here in the first quarter. Ben Goldstein alongside Adrian Woodring and Evan Hartenstein here in the press box at Falcon Field. With the construction going on in the background of the historic Falcon Field. Make sure you're subscribed to the Pennsbury Athletic channel. We got one more regular season spring broadcast coming up in 2 weeks, as we got Pennsbury softball here. Make sure you tune in to that. Along with that, next week, the girls flag football team is hosting the SOL championship game. On Thursday, time to be adjourned, opponent unknown, at least to me at the moment, but I'm sure it's out there. I'm not digging for it. So we'll have that on Pennsbury Athletics on Thursday, so definitely make sure you are tuned in for that. As we are back from the timeout, Souderton with it. Anderson behind the goal now comes up, and it's up to the top of the key. It's Christopher Tuohi. Tuohi trying to roll around, checked by Dobos. Ball is recovered by Sarver. He's checked immediately. Ground ball picked up by Sarver, almost picked up. He's just kind of dribbling it up pulling out his inner hockey and just dribbling it through, guys. Now it's Pennsbury with numbers, and they take it, and it's immediately stolen right back from Souderton. And here's a bounce shot from Anderson wide.
Great attack there by Max Ryan, stealing the ball in the backfield and then bringing it into an attack.
And that'll do it for the first quarter here from Souderton. 3-0, or from Pennsbury, 3-0 Souderton leads here at Falcon Field as we enter quarter number 2 of action. And, well, that first quarter really belonged to Souderton, guys, as the scoreboard is displaying.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, the first couple minutes, I would say first 2 or 3 minutes, Pennsbury had an energy to their game. But after the first goal, they really seemed deflated, weren't able to execute offensively. Yeah, just not being able to execute offensively has kind of ruined their night so far.
Yeah, and Pennsbury really needs to, like, as Adrian said, which the energy, just they need to play off of all the adversity that they've had come towards them, and they need to fight through it. With now we've seen Trent Becker go down with an unfortunate injury, but these guys got to fight through it. They got to keep the energy up, play for their guys, and come back and win this one.
Yeah, lost a big-time playmaker in Becker, and looking to dig someone out and put them in that role here. No goals for Pennsbury in quarter number 1. 3-0 Souderton after 12 minutes of play. You were listening to the Pennsbury Athletics Network which is brought to you by the Chick-fil-A on Oxford Valley Road, Jamadors, Jones Engineering Associates, the Lower Bucks Hospital, Manor Care Health Services of Yardley, Pennsylvania, My Smile Orthodontist, Newtown Dentistry for Kids, the Retro Fitness, the ShopRite of Yardley, and the U.S. Navy. Back to action. Here is the lights beginning to take over here at Falcon Field. 3-0 your score as we begin the second quarter of action. And a beautiful Friday night in May. 79 degrees as we enter the evening. It was hot today, and it's turned out to be a very nice evening. Great weather for lacrosse. Great weather for any sport right now. As we're ready to go. Souderton had it initially. Now it's a fight for it. Ball is still on the ground. Down goes Hill, and it's picked up by Souderton as the Indians and Falcons switch sides. Now Souderton shooting to the left, Pennsbury to the right. As we are underway here in the second quarter, 3-0 Souderton on top after the initial 12 minutes of play. Logan Blair with it. He scored in that first quarter for Souderton. Goals coming from Brian Zeke, of course Logan Blair, and Liam Murray in that first quarter. That pass goes shooting by the goal and out of bounds, out near the uprights. Here's Blair with it. Blair gets around, shot, saved by Beach. Third save of the night for Jaden Beach. Goes out of bounds off the stick of Mazzoletti. Souderton setting up in their offensive zone. Bowie forced out to the 40-yard line by Bergen Wilhelm. Oliver Brewer tried to wrap it around and is just getting swarmed by the Falcons. It's Mazzoletti and Dobos just all over him. Here's a shot that goes wide from Cameron Ruff, excuse me. .9:40 left here in the second quarter. Here is Blair with a shot that goes over the head of Beach. And the goal. Don't hate the idea, but don't love the execution there from Logan Blair. Nice pass in front, but it's intercepted by Pennsbury. Tons of traffic there. And Charlie Keeley comes away with it. Passes it up the field and over the head of Thau. Up towards the bench. Souderton takes it over. It was a leading pass. Up to Bowie. Blair. Anderson Souderton just passing it around their offensive zone they got going on. Blair running towards the net. And Logan Blair everywhere on offense for these Souderton Indians. Rolls around, puts up a shot, and saved by Blair. Nice roll dodge there. Beach comes out of the net and passes it ahead to Keeley. It gets by him, and it's picked up by Souderton. Shot saved by Beach. Shot from Alex Benfield goes right into the stick of Jaden Beach. Up the field with tons of speed is Matt Minogue. He gets checked. Taken over by Souderton. There's a flag that flies. There's another check. And bodies flying all over the place.
Interesting to see the call on Pennsbury for the check, but not on Souderton for the little bit of unnecessary roughness.
Yeah, it's Gavin Luciano who gets sent to the box after it looked like Pennsbury hit the deck a few more times. But it's Luciano who gets called for it. So Falcons down a man with 7:38 to go in this first half. Souderton shoots off the side of the net from Anderson. Blair shoots and scores. Second of the night for Logan Blair. This one comes up a man. And it's 4-0 Indians. Blair, we said it all over on offense and gets his second of the night. Souderton's dominant performance continues this evening. They win the draw, and Falcons just all over Peyton Bannock. Had nowhere to go. Here's a shot and a beautiful goal for Cameron Ruff. So 2 goals in the span of, 10 seconds?
I would say it was somewhere close to that, yeah.
Ruff's first of the night. It's 5-0 Souderton here, not even halfway through the second period. Nice hit applied there from Brad Hill. As a timeout called by Souderton. 5-0 Souderton leads. 6:48 left to go. Ben Goldstein, Adrian Woodring, Evan Hartenstein have you here on Pennsbury Athletics. And we want to thank the Chick-fil-A on Oxford Valley Road, Jammer Doors, Jones Engineering Associates, the Lower Bucks Hospital, Manicare Health Services of Yardley, Pennsylvania, My Smile Orthodontist, Newtown Dentistry for Kids, the ShopRite of Yardley, Retro Fitness, and the U.S. Navy. There's a timeout called. Both teams talk it over. And Souderton continuing their offensive fire. That they had in that first quarter here in quarter number 2. as we are ready to get back to action. All right, here we go. Anderson passes it out to Bowie. Bowie shoots, bounces over the net, and into the netting behind the end zone. That netting behind the end zone, it might be the smartest thing ever. Like, I would have never thought to put that netting back there.
Best Pennsbury invention.
Yeah, it was Pennsbury's best decision. It's building that net back there. So when you think about the amount of games played on this field that could use a net, here's a shot and a goal. Second goal of the quarter and back-to-back goals for Cameron Ruff. He drove right into the face of Beach. And it's 6-0 Souderton. Here in the second quarter, another goal, and that one in the span of, I believe, 30 seconds. And Souderton just dismantling Pennsbury here in this first half. Brad Hill picks it up and loses it almost immediately. Ball back near behind the net. Jackson Hirschman passes it way up the field. Nice pass across the middle. Up for Chris Lewis. Rolls around but loses it. Nice way to get it out from Saxon Dobos. Here's Logan Thorne. Up the sideline is tripped. Flag flies. 2 flags fly. And Thorne down. He's helped up. And penalty goes on Souderton. For the cross check, it's Brody Anderson who will serve the minute. So Falcons up a man for the next minute, and this feels like a dire must-score situation here for Pennsbury. Up a man, 5 minutes left in the half. You're down 6 just to get on the board.
Yeah, got to get something going here.
Need some momentum.
Damer behind the net. Thorne shoots wide.
Don't hate the shot there. Need to get something off and something on the board.
Yeah, I think you gotta stay ambitious if you're the Falcons. You can't back down.
Curtis in front shoots, and it seemed to go off the inside of the post and bounce out. That's how this night offensively is trending for Pennsbury. Just unlucky. Up the field comes Dobos. Here's a rip shot wide and goes into that netting back there. Thorne with the rip.
Once again, not a bad shot. Just they need to start falling for Pennsbury at this stage of the game. Down 6-0.
Yeah, unlucky, unfortunate offensive half for Pennsbury. 5 seconds left. And the man advantage is over. Here's a pass in front, tipped, and just doesn't go in. Kalinowski with a golden opportunity there, but it just goes wide. Almost with the slam dunk. Here's Thorne in front. Kalinowski goes down as soon as he receives it. Loose ball is picked up by Souderton, and it's Rivera. Looks to get it away. Curtis applying some pressure on the goalie, but he's able to chuck it ahead. and it goes into the hands of initially Pennsbury, and it's scooped up by Souderton. Here's a one-man breakaway goal and a score for Brian Zeke. It's Zeke's second of the game. It's the fourth goal of the quarter. And just like that, now it's 7-0 Souderton. They're up by a touchdown and an extra point here at Falcon Field.
As I've said before, it's really just been an energy thing here. Souderton just relentless, and their speed, effort, and everything all around has just been faster than Pennsbury's, and they've capitalized on the opportunities that they've been given, and if Pennsbury wants to stay in this one, they really need to do that.
4 minutes left. Souderton wins the draw. Ruff brings it out towards the sideline. Souderton, Pennsbury, they may not exactly look like it on the scoreboard tonight, but they are, I can tell you they are a good lacrosse team. Souderton just really showing so far why they're ranked how they are. There's a call against Souderton. It goes Pennsbury's way. They're showing why they're ranked 5th. They're showing why they're 14-1. They're showing why they're 8-0 in the SOL. And, I mean, Souderton just displaying what we knew coming in and proving their point of they're a great lacrosse team.
Yeah, for sure. And I think this would, I mean, they're trying to solidify a statement that they're the team to beat, you know, in the PIAA 3A state playoffs. This late in the season, every game has playoff implications. Every team is watching every other game to see who they might possibly play, who they should expect to play, what can they expect from those teams. And I think Souderton's sending a message to the rest of the state.
Yeah, and with Pennsbury, I think that as we've seen, it's just been really Souderton it's really just been Souderton all game, but there's little boosts of energy, little boosts of just getting back into it for the Falcons defensively. We see Bergen Wilhelm all over the place. We see Jackson Thaw, who just had a great play defensively, forcing a turnover. But if Pennsbury wants to stay in this game, as I've said before, it really just needs to be a consistent energy, consistent effort, and so far they haven't really had that.
Here are the rankings in the PIAA D1 3A boys lacrosse ranking. Springfield Delco is number 1, Radnor 2, Downingtown West 3, Penridge 4, Souderton, who is up 7-0 right now at Pennsbury 5, WC Ruston 6, Springford 7, Downingtown East 8, Garnet Valley 9, Perkamon Valley 10, Owen J. Roberts 11, Ridley is 12, Pennsbury knocking in at 13, CB East at 14, Wissahickon 15, 16 is Haverford, Conestoga, is 17, North Penn 18, Avon Grove 18, Hatboro Horsham 20, Conshohock North 21, CB West 22, Conshohock South 23, and rounding out our playoff standing at 24 is Boyertown. So the Falcons, kind of towards the middle of the pack, will play a team in that area if the playoffs were to be decided today. Souderton in the state is ranked top 230. Oh wait, that's not for this season. I knew that couldn't be right. Souderton ranked 35th in the state this season. So they're 5th in the PIAA in the state, 35. Back to action. 1 minute 46 seconds left here in this first quarter, or first half, excuse me. Ball goes out of bounds. Pennsbury takes it over. 7-0. Goals in this quarter. They got 1 from Logan Blair, 2 from Cameron Ruff, and another one from Brian Zeke. Zeke has 2, Blair has 2, Ruff also has 2, and another goal came in that first quarter from Liam Murray. So that's where the 7 is coming from. Falcons still with a 0 up on the scoreboard and haven't really had many chances to erase it.
No, it'd be one thing if they, were kind of knocking on the door and just couldn't capitalize, but there's really just nothing going offensively for the Falcons right now. Let's see if that can change in the last 90 seconds.
Souderton's been playing some lockdown defense so far in this half.
To me, this is a must-score opportunity for the Falcons, as really need some momentum going into the second half. So really got to score here.
Curtis shoots and scores.
There we go.
Right on cue.
John Curtis answers Evans' call and gets the Falcons a goal. 7-1. So Falcons etch a goal. They're no longer being shut out. And it's another goal for the lead goal scorer on this team, Curtis. 7-1. Falcons, hopefully that can start momentum going their way. Loose ball. Nobody's able to pick it up. And Chris Sarver able to get it, or excuse me, that's Brad Hill. It's loose again. Wilhelm running after it. He picks it up. Wilhelm running into the offensive zone. And Falcons will be able to get set and bring in some attackers. 25 seconds left in the half. Falcons short on time. 20 seconds. Thorne. This is Chris Lynch, his first touch of the ball game. 5 seconds. Got to make something happen. Whips a shot over the head. Minogue with the shot as we have reached halftime. Here from Falcon Field. 7-1 your score. As John Curtis with the lone goal for the Falcons here at halftime. We'll step aside for now. We'll go over first half scoring and our thoughts. When we return from this break, the Pennsbury Athletic Department would like to thank our sponsors for their continued support. Chick-fil-A on Oxford Valley Road, Jammer Doors, Jones Engineering Associates, the Lower Bucks Hospital, Manor Care Health Services of Yardley, Pennsylvania, My Smile Orthodontist, the Newtown Dentistry for Kids, Retro Fitness, Shepherd of Yardley, and the U.S. Navy. We'll go over Ben Goldstein alongside Adrian Woodring and Evan Harnstein. We also got the Lower Bucks Lacrosse League coming out here, which will be entertaining. And we'll go through everything that involves the first half after this. Back here from the Falcons' nest, ready for second half action. Here is the Pennsbury Falcons down 7-1 in the third quarter as we are underway from Falcon Field. Goals in the first half coming, two of them coming from Brian Zeke, two from Cameron Ruff, two from Logan Blair, and another one from Liam Murray for Pennsbury. The one ending the half came from John Curtis as Evan, an absolutely dominant half from Souderton, showing why they are the 5th seed in the PIAA 3A districts.
Yeah, I mean, really just pure dominance by Souderton. You know, the Indians just really used their speed, strength, and energy just to take down Pennsbury in the first half. But if the Falcons want to come back, if they want to make this something special for the seniors and get a win, really the energy needs to be, from the jump, needs to be elite.
Well, from the jump, it's another goal for Souderton. That one, I believe it was Trey Bowie, as it's now 8-1. Get a confirmation. All right, there you go, Trey Bowie with the first goal of the second half. Eight to 1 here with 10:58 to go in the second half, in the third quarter. Brad Hill wins the draw. Full steam ahead. Brings up the field. Tons of speed, but misses the shot.
That's the energy that Pennsbury needs right there, just getting to the hole but not able to finish.
Yeah, Brad Hill exploiting Souderton's defense. Just ran right through. There's Luciano. Finds a hole towards the net, shoots, bounces it wide. Goes back into the netting. Gotta love that netting. You know how much time we would waste if that netting wasn't there?
It would be ridiculous.
I mean, I know we got extra balls, but it gets to a point where you run out of them. And then you gotta get... Big hit. Flag is thrown. As Adrian takes the headset off. This one will go against Souderton. Let's go against Liam Murray. As big time damage. So a man advantage for Pennsbury. Got to take advantage of it. 10:14 left. 8-1 the score.
Props to John Damer for popping right back up after that one.
Yeah, Damer went down. It's a tough hit to take. Here is Damer running across the middle of the field. Another flag is thrown. This will go against Souderton, so Pennsbury has the delayed penalty. It's scooped up by Souderton, and the whistle is blown. So this one against Chris Lewis of Souderton. For, I don't know. I want to send a notice out to PIAA for their referees to signal to the booth when the lights are on. Because I don't know what because it seems like he's just kind of talking down there.
You think PIAA will listen to you?
And they got that. I'm sure they're listening. They know Pennsbury Athletics. So Pennsbury now Up 2, I believe. Curtis, or excuse me, not Curtis. That was Kalinowski, but it's a nice save by Andrew Rivera.
You know, to put a positive on that possession there by Pennsbury, they might not have gotten a goal there, but 4 shot attempts when it seems like they couldn't get anything off earlier in the game.
Nice pass from Damer down to Kalinowski. But Souderton scoops it up. Loose ball down on the end at the Pennsbury end zone. And it was Matt Minogue saving the day. Man advantage. The first one has come to an end. Rivera comes out of the net to poke it away. Here's a rip shot and a goal. Matt Minogue makes it 8-2. An absolute rip from Minogue.
Really seeing more out of this offense, more speed.
Yeah, definitely encouraging. 2 goals for the Falcons. They got one to end the first half and then get one here early in the second. So definitely an encouraging sign after how much they were struggling.
Started 7-0, yeah, so a 2-1 run for the Falcons.
Hey, there you go. Face-off won by Hill. In front, nice chance, but a save by Rivera. Luciano was right there, put a nice shot, but right into Rivera, who was able to make another save. Nice pass up front, nice save with the long, nice catch by Ryan with that long stick. Kalinowski up to Luciano. Falcons down a ton of guys coming into this game due to injuries and other circumstances. Lost Trent Becker in the middle of the game, early in the first quarter, with a shoulder injury. So Falcons doing as much as they can with their limited cast here on senior night. Up the field comes Souderton. Nice turnaround snag there from Murray, rolling around as he goes down the field. Nice shifty movements. Murray sits at the 47-yard line and just dumps it off to Blair. And he will run off the field. Ball up in front of the Falcon goal, and a shot in front of Beach's face is chewed up by Beach. Souderton gets the steal. Back up the field with some speed. Falcons trying to check. Keeley was able to, but went down to the ground after. Third quarter, 6:25 left to go. 8-2, Big Red. Brewer behind the net, passes it out. Bounces off his defender. And back out to Blair. Back in the end zone. Blair defended by Adami. And it's picked up by the Falcons. Beach out of his position, looking to fire it away, under some trouble, getting smacked at by, has to get it away. just tries to feed it on the ground to Dobos, but it rolls out of bounds. Not much for Beach to do there under that kind of pressure. That one gets away. .5:25 left in the third quarter. 8-2 Souderton. 2 goals coming in this quarter. 1 each. Bowie had the one for Souderton. Minogue had the other for Pennsbury. This one back in the end zone. Loose ball, kicked away, scooped ahead by Wilhelm. He scoops it up and passes it ahead. Curtis runs it around. Back in the end zone. Here's Minogue, has the most recent goal of this game. Mahi laterals to Minogue. And Minogue will sprint forward. Passes it ahead, in front, and it's a slam dunk for John Curtis. His second goal of the game, 8-3.
Great assist there by Matt Minogue, you know, creating something out of nothing for the Falcons offense. Found a teammate, John Curtis, right place, right time.
Second of the night for Curtis. Continues to rack on his goals in his junior season. As the Falcons cut the lead down to 5. We were 3:53 remaining in the third period. Hill in a wrestling match for the ball. And this is the great in as Hill picks it up. And that's what makes lacrosse draws so great, is just absolute dismantle seems to unfold every time following the draw.
Yeah, it feels like
just,
I'm watching rugby.
Yeah, it's great. I do like the hockey face-off. You slap the sticks down and fight for it, but I mean, when you got guys diving all over the place for a ball on the ground, I mean, it's sports.
Yeah.
And that's what we do here at Pennsbury Athletics, and that's why you should subscribe to the channel and follow on all social medias, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, Pennsbury Athletics. We got
X.
Excuse me. Need to be correct. But, yeah, we got a bunch of spring playoff games coming up. We got volleyball playoffs. You're on the team, Adrian. They had a great season going into the postseason. As we move towards there, we'll have a softball game. We got the girls' flag football coming up. So it's a great time to be a subscriber. So don't waste any time. Lewis goes around and a timeout called by Souderton. Their first of the half.
It's new to me seeing the whip-like motion with the long stick. I can't imagine that feels good.
Try to fake it. I mean, no, it's definitely not a good feeling when you're getting beaten by this piece of wood.
Yeah,
definitely not.
Can't feel great.
Definitely not a good feeling. 2:24 left in the third quarter. The Pennsbury Athletic Department, we'd like to thank our following sponsors for their continued support: the Chick-fil-A on Oxford Valley Road, Jammer Doors, Jones Engineering Associates, the Lower Bucks Hospital, Manicare Health Services of Yardley, Pennsylvania, My Smile Orthodontist, the Newtown Dentistry for Kids, with a retro fitness, ShopRite of Yardley, and the U.S. Navy. Ben Goldstein alongside Adrian Woodring and Evan Hardenstein in the press box here at Falcon Field for what is probably our final lacrosse broadcast of the season, depending on how some playoff things go. So we had the girls lacrosse game earlier this week on Wednesday. Of course, boys lacrosse today. We had the boys lacrosse game last week. So lots of lacrosse recently here on Pennsbury Athletics. Got softball coming up, volleyball playoffs coming up. And if you don't just want to tune in to Pennsbury Athletics, but want to actually go to the games, anyone can come. We got games here at Falcon Field, back over in the Falcons Nest in East Gym. I mean, now with playoffs, it's different ways to buy the tickets. You got to do it online, but that'll all be posted on our Pennsbury Athletics social media, which is why you should follow the Pennsbury. Everything's turning into an ad right now. So make sure you go follow
like a salesman.
Yeah, go follow Pennsbury Athletics on social medias to stay up to date with all Pennsbury sports, along with how to purchase tickets for the playoff games here on Pennsbury's campus, which we're hoping there will be a lot of.
Seems like it so far.
Yeah, it's looking like it as we approach that time of year. 1:51 left in the third quarter. 8-3 your score. Falcons, hey, man, you got to win every quarter. And the Falcons are winning the quarter right now, 2-1. Minogue and Curtis with the 2 goals. Here's Minogue right now. Damer at the 30, passes in front, just too far to the left of Kalinowski and out of bounds. Rivera comes out of the net. Turnover into the hands of Curtis. Rolling towards the goal, and he bounces it in. John Curtis with the takeaway and his 3rd goal of the night. Throw your hats. It's a hat trick for John Curtis. It's 8-4. It's another hat trick. Last time we had the boys lacrosse team on Pennsbury Athletics, Curtis had 4. See if he can do it again. Here, that turned out in a win, so maybe it's a sign of some luck for Pennsbury. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So 8-4, 1 minute left here in the third quarter. Falcons have cut this lead in half, 3 goals in the quarter, an encouraging offensive period for your Falcons. .40 seconds. Souderton will eat some clock here as the lights fully take over the dark sky here at Pennsbury High School for some Friday night lights. Rolling towards the goal, and a shot just off the post from Bowie, who had a goal early in this quarter. 12 seconds now. Falcons racing up the floor. Here's Wilhelm. 8 seconds to Keeley. Keeley, tight pressure. Tried to get it ahead. Loose ball. 1 second. 0 seconds. And we have reached the end of the third quarter. 8-4 your score. A 3-goal quarter for the Falcons. Minogue and John Curtis with 2, and just the 1 goal for Souderton coming from Trey Bowie. An encouraging quarter, guys, for the Falcons, who look dead to rights in the first half. A little bit of life coming here in this second half.
Yeah, like I said earlier, what is that, a 4-1 run? Including the last minute or 2 minutes of the first half and third quarter. That could be a sign of good things to come in the fourth quarter for the Falcons here.
Yeah, I agree with Adrian, but really just the defense is what's impressed me, because the defense, Pennsbury's defense, has been able to really just hold Souderton. Only one goal in the period, and they've been able to translate that energy on defense into offensive execution. So those 4 goals that Pennsbury scored at the end of the second into the third, really just all based off, as I keep on saying all game, just their energy. And their energy has been elite here, and that's why they're back in this game.
Pennsbury Athletics Department would like to thank our sponsors once again for their continued support of Pennsbury sports. The Chick-fil-A, I'm going to try and do this without reading it. The Chick-fil-A on Oxford Valley Road, Jammer Doors, Jones Engineering Associates, Lower Bucks Hospital, Medicare Health Services of Yardley, Pennsylvania, My Smile Orthodontist, Newtown Dentistry for Kids, the Retro Fitness, ShopRite of Yardley, and the U.S. Navy. Did I get that right?
Yep.
Did I say Retro Fitness?
Yep. Fantastic work.
Thank you to our sponsors. I've read enough. I should be able to memorize at this point. So the clock is ticking. We got 10 and a half seconds in the fourth quarter, which is wrong. That needs to be readjusted. There we go. 12 minutes as we enter the final frame of regulation here from Falcon Field. And here we go. Loose ball. Trickling around. Still nobody able to gain it. Ball, it's still a ground ball. Sarver lost his stick somewhere. There it is. And it's Souderton who's able to pick it up, and they'll run to our left to begin the fourth quarter. Cameron Ruff, which keeps reminding me of former Philadelphia Philly Cameron Rupp, the catcher. Every time I look at it, I'm like,
Reincarnation.
yeah, for those who have some
Ball knowledge.
mid 2010 Phillies ball knowledge, you know who I'm talking about. Ruppy's Puppies. That I hope that clicked with some people.
Target audience.
Yeah, I hope so. Definitely targeted to a certain audience of ball knowers out there. Some swifty moves from Brody Anderson. This one's now at the top. Falcons swarming to Ohi as this one trickles out of bounds and rolls away. 10:26 left in regulation. Falcons down 8-4 to the Souderton Indians / the Souderton Big Red.
Yeah, I guess that's a politically incorrect term, yeah.
So you can say whatever you... They're listed as... They have always been the Indians, but they're also the Big Red. They've been both forever. So... I think their official mascot is the Indians, but they're called the Big Red by somebody. Here's a shot off the post. Another one off the post for Bowie. I feel like he's hit the post a few times tonight. He's already got a goal back in the third quarter.
Ripper of a shot there.
Rolling around. Nice move from Blair there, but nothing to show for it as the shot is saved by Jaden Beach. Beach, he's given up 8 goals tonight, but he's done a very fair job in between the posts. .9:20 left in the fourth quarter. Falcons down 4. Blair getting some shoulders. Shaw able to pick him up. And then goes out of bounds. Nice job from John Shaw, able to pick up on Blair. It's like basketball. You switch on to your guy. Just got a couple basketball minds up here. Thorne driving and kicks it out. Here's Minogue at the head of the Falcon. Coming in, passing it out. Here's a pass right in front, but right through the stick of Damer. Beautiful pass, but Damer just not able to hold on to it. Minogue takes it back over. He's coming towards the net, and the shot just wide.
Pennsbury getting this opportunity to score, just gotta convert.
Oklahoma. I'm not exactly sure what that ad.
No,
Don't know what that means.
wondering. It's like a play call.
Everyone said it though. Everyone knows the play. So like the whole sideline shouted or. So this is Oklahoma formation for Souderton, it's safe to assume. Damer unable to come up with it. Turns it over. Souderton comes racing up the floor. It's Murray. Gets caught up with Adami. Dobo sends him to the ground, but the flags are thrown. Some frustration from Dobos as he heads to the box. And I'll be able to use my binoculars to see what the call is because they don't signal it upstairs. Dobos. I don't know what he just did. He patted his head. For those who know what that means, please share. But my my sheet doesn't have that sign. But Dobos in the box. As Souderton up a man with 6:35 left on the clock here in regulation. Souderton just passing it around, swinging the rock. This one is passed back behind the goal to Brian Zeke. And there's a shot that goes over and out. Turnover. Caught from Charlie Keeley. Pass away up the field. Picked up by Kalinowski. And whistle's blown as Kalinowski now down in some pain. So yet another Falcon key contributor to this team down. Grab it onto his right leg. So we will step aside. 5:48 to go here in the fourth quarter. You are listening to the Pennsbury Athletics Network. Back to action from Falcon Field. 8-4, Souderton leads. Up a man still for the next few seconds, with 5 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in regulation. Pennsbury goals, 3 from John Curtis and 1 from Matt Minogue. As Souderton, they got 2 for Brian Zeke. They got 1 for Trey Bowie, 2 for Cameron Ruff, another 1 for Liam Murray, and 2 for Logan Blair. As the man down is expired for the Falcons. As we reach the 5-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Souderton looking for some insurance, even though Pennsbury, Evan, so far in this quarter, pretty lifeless on the offensive side.
Yeah, I haven't seen much out of them. Haven't really had many opportunities on the offensive side, but they have had a few, just haven't been able to capitalize. And when defensive efforts like that happen, it's really hard to make up for it offensively.
Third goal for Zeke. And it's 9-4. First goal for Souderton since the beginning of the third quarter, so they get back on the board and add some much-needed insurance here with exactly 5 minutes left. It's a 5-point game with 5 minutes left. There you go. So another face-off is loose, and Brad Hill comes up with it. So that'll end the man down, which was locked in. Hill rolling around, passes it behind the net to Damer. Here's Curtis with it. Minogue at the 40-yard line. Here's John Damer. A shot coming from the opposite side, retaken by Souderton. Up the floor, up the field. Souderton passes ahead, beautiful pass, but shot goes wide from Brian Zeke. Zeke was looking for another one. .345 left in regulation. 9-4 Souderton. Here's a ripper of a shot that bounces from Christopher Tuohi and out of bounds. Blair gets around Keeley, pass in front, goes away. And there's a poor pass from Adami to Beach that goes out of bounds, and it's a turnover. .315 left in quarter number 4. Ripper of a shot, saved by Beach off of Brian Zeke. Nice save from Beach. Up the floor with some speed comes Sarver. He's got a lot of speed on skates and got more speed with the cleats on this Pennsbury turf. That one, now play 300. So we're really adamant about these plays here. 2:25 left to go. Ball in the far corner. It's John Damer who passes it laterally. Here with it is Chris Lynch. Curtis gets to the middle. Ball flips out of his stick. And a shifty move there from Dylan Brune to get around the Falcons and up into offensive territory. Laterals it, and it goes in and out of Tuohi's stick. Loose ball, scooped up by Max Ryan. Ryan, full steam ahead, passes it up to Ruff, who scores. Souderton reaches double digits with Ruff's third goal of the night. He joins Curtis with the hat trick, and it's 10-4 in quarter number 4 with 1:31 to go. A tough senior night for the Falcons. Souderton just putting their talents on full display tonight on senior night at Falcon Field. Souderton will advance to 15-1 and an undefeated 9-0 in the SOL National. Pennsbury will drop down to 9-5 and 5-3. They were tied for that third SOL National spot with, I believe, they were tied for that, Central Bucks East 9-5 in the SOL National. Pennsbury 9-4. So they will now both have the same record. Or wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Pennsbury 5-2, Central Bucks East 4-2. So Pennsbury will drop down to 5-3, and depending on what CB East does in the future, it could match up for a big game for who gets third in the division on Wednesdays. The Falcons will travel to CB East for the final game of the season next week. So that will be a fun one to keep track of, as we have 22 seconds left in the final frame. 15 now, as Souderton will pull out the victory. Hat tricks for both John Curtis and Cameron Ruff. Curtis's comes in the loss. Ruff comes in the win. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And that'll do it from Pennsbury High School. 10-4, your final. Your goal scores, 3 goals. So another hat trick. Brian Zeke gets a hat trick. Logan Blair with 2. Liam Murray with 1. And that adds up to the 10 for Souderton. Meanwhile, John Curtis had 3. And Matt Minogue with the 1, which is the 4 for the Falcons. We want to once again thank our sponsors for their continued support. Chick-fil-A on Oxford Valley Road, Gemadors, Jones Engineering Associates, Lower Bucks Hospital, Banneker Health Services of Yardley, Pennsylvania, My Smile Orthodontist, Newtown Dentistry for Kids, Retro Fitness, the ShopRite of Yardley, and the U.S. Navy. This has been Ben Goldstein alongside Evan Hartenstein and Adrian Woodring here at Falcon Field. Thank you all for watching the Pennsbury Athletics Network, and we will see you next week. Thank you and have a good night.